This week on Bitcoin Arcade. At the time of filming, Bitcoin was priced around $9,045. Lots of action this week, mostly in the red. Bitcoin was for sale as low as $7,500 at one point. Crazy! Within the hour, the price was brought back up to the 8K mark and further rallied back up to the 9K. Currently, I believe Bitcoin's still in a downward channel, but it's showing glimmers of bullish patterns starting to form. Watch for the price actions this coming week and the next couple weeks. Also this week, I'd like to highlight that a few coins were showing signs of strong price divergence on their dependence on Bitcoin. Now, we all know when Bitcoin goes down, the whole crypto market suffers. Yes. It's usually an alt bloodbath, where you'll find so many great altcoins at such a discount. Sales. Neo and Ethereum really showed their true colors, though, staying strong in this short-term bearish market. If you take a look at the graph, you can see Bitcoin at the beginning of January in a slow descent down past 10K. Neo is performing much better than our pals Ethereum and Bitcoin. You can see Ethereum showing signs trying to get away from the price dependence of Bitcoin. It's interesting because both Neo and Ethereum have similar ideas as coins.
Those of you that don't know, Ethereum is a cryptocurrency that allows other coins to use and build on top of the Ethereum network. Neo is similar in that sense, which I think is why both coins have been performing so well in this bearish market. So what does that mean, Johnny?
This means that this may be the beginning signs that Bitcoin is slowly losing market dominance. That doesn't mean that Bitcoin is going to crash next week or within a month. It means that these two coins are starting to carve out a market share of the whole crypto market. If I was betting man, these two coins will be really big contenders one day.
Well, I am a betting man, Johnny. I was, after all, the guy who shorted Evel Knievel jumping the Grand Canyon. We all know how that turned out. So you can bet your bottom clue back that I've got Ethereum in my portfolio. Coming up next, Nerd Things.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's Nerd Thing. I'm Jordan.
I'm Johnny.
Duh. Johnny, this week's Nerd Thing we're talking about is a little game that came out this week called Monster Hunter World.
Okay.
It's relatively new to the States. But it is incredibly popular in Japan. It's largely a 3DS console game.
Okay.
And it actually has a very rich history over in Japan. It was only released on the PS4 this week in Japan, and they've already sold 1.35 million copies.
Wow.
Just,
a lot.
Yeah,
and
just in the first 3 days of sales, just in Japan, and just physical sales, only on the PS4, because Microsoft and Xbox are basically non-existent over there, right?
Yeah, I mean, Sony is king, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
In the first week of Monster Hunter World's release, it's pretty safe to say they sold more copies than the entire first quarter of Battlefront 2. So, if that shows EA DICE anything, it's don't mess with our microtransactions. Half of the reason I bought this game is I believe in supporting, voting with your wallet, right?
Okay, yeah. Totally believe that.
I left Destiny because it's in such a ridiculous state.
I've heard the tales.
Me and Destiny have a rich, loving, vital history together. And I left Destiny. And I've been looking for something to scratch that itch ever since.
And this is it right here.
I think this is it.
Okay. Well, tell me, what are the monsters? Is it like Freddy Krueger, Jason?
No, they are legitimate creatures. A lot of them are dinosaur inspired.
Okay.
But every single one is totally unique. You can tell that there was a lot of love and care put into the creature creation in this game.
Is it like each encounter is just like one monster you fight, or do you fight it's like a level?
Yeah,
so how does it work?
The play loop is you get a quest from the main hub, similar to the tower in Destiny. You go out on a quest and you hunt a main monster, and then along the way you pick up materials and kill creatures.
So exploring.
Exactly.
Totally.
And then outside of that, you can go on expeditions. And gather supplies, and everything is craftable. It's not a traditional level up, unlock more things. This is unique in that way, and where the way you level up is by creating and crafting more powerful gear.
Okay.
There's no traditional leveling system.
Okay. So like the gear, all the gear plays differently, right? Is that
yeah,
what I heard?
absolutely. So when you first log in, you're just bombarded with all these options, and there's actually 14 different weapon choices.
Damn.
And each one is completely different, and each one is completely unique, and each one is absolutely effective in the right hands with the right amount of time.
So basically, I can go in and find the right weapon that fits my playstyle. Maybe I want to be like a super fast dude that can attack really quickly and dodge stuff. Or
that's exactly what I'm doing. It's called the kin sect.
Gamer life.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's called a kin sect, and you have this little staff with a. Whoops, you have a little staff with like a thing on the end.
Yeah.
Jumping, oh dude, it's so much fun, man.
Okay.
Sounds
like it, yeah.
It's deep and it's rich.
Okay.
And the best part is, there's no loot box system, there's no microtransaction system, DLC is free. This is one of the few publishers that released a full game for a $60 price tag. Straight up, it is so nice to see and experience.
Wait, this is with other players though.
Yeah, you can team up with other players online. It's all co-op. There's no PvP. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Okay.
If you're looking for anything to play, I can highly suggest this game. 9 out of 10 yoo-hoos.
Okay.
All right. And that's our nerd thing for this week. Oh, let's do altcoin of the week. Go.
And now, altcoin of the week.
But first, we were talking about Ryblocks last week, and we mentioned that there was going to be a rebranding. It came up. They rebranded to Nano. We also mentioned that
Nano.
Yeah, we also mentioned that they're going to be listed on Binance, and that also occurred this week. And I think there's a correlation. There's probably some inner workings. They work together to kind of release in tandem to kind of make the news more positive.
To rebrand and to get dropped on Binance.
So I mean, get out there, buy it. You know,
get some Ryblocks.
It's there. Get it, please.
This week's altcoin.
Stellar.
XLM.
Devin wanted to talk about it, and let him get right into it.
Yeah, so it's an open source protocol for exchanging money. Their thing is make money move faster.
How do they do it faster, man? Like,
so it is a decentralized currency, like I said, and well, how is it decentralized? Well, I'll tell you right after this, Johnny, because the market cap is 7.8 billion, and also the circulating supply is around 18 billion lumens or XLM. Yeah, and that's how many there are.
Okay, well, what is a lumen?
A lumen is the unit of measurement on the stellar network. And 1 lumen is like 1 Bitcoin.
Okay, well then what's the network about? What's the stellar network?
Okay, so the stellar network, it kind of functions a lot like Bitcoin. It acts as a currency and can be used to transfer large sums of money, right?
So does it have fees? Like,
no,
what's it like?
So each transaction has a minor fee. It's like 0.00001 lumens.
Well, okay, how much is that though? Like,
okay, it's like a really tiny amount of money. So it's got really tiny, small transaction fees, which is great, right?
Okay. Well, my next question then would be, what is it mineable? Like,
no, not really. So. It operates under a consensus protocol, which is essentially a network of servers located around the world. So it's a decentralized network. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and on this network, they release all the lumens.
Are they just giving these lumens away?
No, it's not like the fish of Capistrano. They're not just like going out in the stream. Like 95% of the lumens were created when the stellar network began, and they'll be given away to the world. But 5% remains with stellar.org for operational costs, right? They're auctioning it off, and you know, it's cool that they cover their own costs and everything that way because they are a non-profit.
Wow, that's really awesome.
They refer to this auction, this public process, as the lumen auction, right? And that's kind of how they like put all their lumens out into the world.
Okay. Well then, since it's a non-profit, who makes all this money then?
Stellar.org operates a non-stock, non-profit organization. Their company mission is to connect people to low-cost financial services to fight poverty and maximize individual potential.
So what's the long term? What's the scalability of this thing?
So minus the fact that they're trying to help everybody out, a transaction on the network consists of one or more operations. Payments, offers, and fees are all examples of operations that could make up a single transaction. Depending on hardware and network configurations, a conservative estimate of Stellar's processing rate is like 1,000 operations per second.
That's a lot.
Yes.
So what's with these tech grants that I'm hearing about?
Okay, so yeah, one of the coolest things about their program that Stellar has is if you have an idea for the Stellar network, they will grant you money. So all you have to do is submit it, and they do these like every 3 months. And if your project gets picked up, right, the best part about this initiative is that the intellectual property that you create is yours to keep, and it gets put onto the Stellar network, and so you help the world out, and you get to keep a piece of your property as well.
Wow, that's cool. That sounds great. Like, and I also heard that one of the main guys on Stellar used to work for Ripple.
Yeah, I used to be partnered with Ripple, right? And I think it's so cool that they diverged, and now they're making this like angel coin against the devil coin. Although on that note, Johnny, they are hooking up with some pretty powerful people.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know if you've ever heard of IBM.
Have I?
Have you ever heard of them?
I feel like I should know them.
I think it's intentional bowel movement.
Yeah,
intentional bowel movement. Okay. IBM, look it up. And also Barclays.
Is it Barclays or Barclays?
I don't know, something like that.
Okay, all right.
I think it's a skeet shoot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching Bitcoin Arcade. We're really glad you tuned in. Tell us what you think about XLM in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe, and if you like,
and
tell
please,
us what you like.
in the comments, please tell us about maybe a coin you want to hear about. You know, maybe we can take some of your coins that you want to learn. We'll do the research for you.
Yeah, we'll do some research. Tell us what altcoins you guys want to hear about, and maybe we'll talk about them in the next Bitcoin Arcade.
That was good. All right. That felt good. That ending was good. I like that.
That was great.